Alright, brand new Path of Exile expansion, new trailer announcement, basically just the name. We see this giant like bird creature kind of fly down, Lake of Kalandra, so in about 2 weeks we'll be getting that nice little reveal over on Twitch. But for the most part, that's all we know as of right now, just as a heads up. Now, I do want to go ahead and go into a little bit more about what people are saying about this, other people's thoughts on it. So I'm going to have some extra gameplay just so we have some stuff to kind of see visually in the background while we go ahead and actually check out some posts over on Reddit as well as what other people are saying about this. So starting right off, people are wondering like who or what the heck is Kalandra? This might be a new upcoming like major boss that we'll be able to defeat. Maybe it's an NPC that we can interact with in some sort of form. But in terms of this post was actually 8 years ago, and someone predicted this, that over here it says, given how Atsuri was developed until she became part of the game with the recent update, perhaps Kalandra will be the main feature of a future expansion. As of right now, nothing exists, but that might be on purpose. So that's kind of cool that someone actually predicted this 8 years ago. Now, if you guys don't know what the heck a Mirror of Kalandra is, it's a very, very rare item. I've been playing Path of Exile for a super long time, never had one of these drops, but what it does, it creates a mirror copy of an item. So basically, it duplicates an item. Very, very good for very expensive items in the game. Now, going further into this, I was checking out what people think this league may actually be. So I like these kinds of things. Keep in mind, this is not official. This is just people speculating on what will it actually be. So someone posted and said, finally, we will all have mirrors. So I really don't think that's the case where they're just going to have Mirror of Kalandra just drop like crazy. That would basically inflate the market and everyone would have basically the best gear. Maybe making the drop rate, you know, even if they made the drop rate 10 times as high, it's still a very, very insane item. There's been people that have been playing Path of Exile like me and myself for years and never had this item drop. So even if it would buff the drop rate, this item, guys, is super, super rare and still people may never ever see it. I don't think this is what they're going to do, making it like super common though, not making it so everyone has access to it would be maybe the best idea, but it'd be interesting. So someone also mentioned nicely rolled mirror items, and I was thinking that that would be a cool concept in theory of like having all the items that people rolled, you know, the Mirror of Kalandra on, like people that duplicate an item, it would go into some sort of pool, and then maybe these items would drop. Obviously, there might be trolls that mirror like really bad items. I know Empyrean was doing that before, but like getting really, really expensive items and then making like troll duplicates of them would add them to the pool. It'd be an interesting concept to see, you know, every item that has been mirrored into this sort of like brand new loot pool. That would be really cool as well, but I don't know if that would be the case. Again, we would have some very, very insane items, and as the power creep of Path of Exile keeps on extending with multiple influence items, this would make for some crazy insane items that maybe a lot more people would have access to, because if you look at the average player, more likely they might not have the best items unless they're investing a lot of time in this game or know exactly how to essentially trade and build up to actually getting those items they want. So that could be an interesting concept as well. I like that idea. This other idea was pretty cool over here by Pat's guy over here. It says, what if it is a new endgame that allows us to edit uniques as a reward similar to the one in Last Epoch, but not a total 1-1 ripoff. So basically you can take a item and roll something as an extra item on it. You can actually potentially maybe even think about uniques in the game to have extra ways to get a really low tier unique effect to actually apply onto something completely different. I think that that'd be a cool idea as well. Being able to add more stats to a unique item would be really good, because there's so many like lower tier uniques that have really cool effects, but they're essentially outclassed with either the power creep or just they're not that great towards the end game. And it would be really cool to see us be able to maybe extract a legendary power. If you guys played Diablo 3, think of it like Kanai's Cube, basically getting a legendary power and putting it onto maybe a mirror item. That would be really insane as well. That would open up the doors for a lot more complexity and build diversity, and I like that idea as well. Someone else, Urbis, posted, if this is about Kalandra, will we be able to find the original unique items that are not mirrored? That way, more powerful than the current uniques, Kalandra new boss will drop the original uniques. I think that's another really cool idea, but I'm thinking since it's called the lake, maybe we toss some item into the lake, and depending on how many monsters we kill or how further we can progress by, like maybe the monsters increase difficulty as like, you know, they just start coming out until maybe we fail, kind of like if you want to think of Ultimatum, except for we'd still get like the item maybe at lower rolls in terms of the tiers. Someone actually mentioned, I believe it was in the YouTube comments of the page, where people were thinking like, what if you could get an item that mirrors it but re-rolls some of the things to be different? I don't know. I think the idea of maybe throwing something into the lake is going to be what they actually go for, because more likely the league mechanic is going to be something that we interact with. It's got to be on the map, so it's like a little like lake or a small little like pond on the map. We do something and interact, and then some monsters come out and we get some sort of reward. Usually is about what we get in Path of Exile for league updates. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about, you know, some of these concepts. Which ones would you like to see? I personally feel like there's so many cool items like the Tiger Sword Terminus S, where you can get like, you know, Flicker Strike charges. Getting just like that, like one line of text onto maybe a yellow item, you know, a rare item, would be a really cool thing for them to actually add. That way we still have a reason to get some of these like lower tier unique items and use them towards the end game. This could open up the doors for lots of different builds and just crazier ideas, and I like where that is going. But I don't know about just having mirrors just drop for everyone, or some sort of way maybe where we get like mirrored items. That could be kind of cool as well. Like if you mirror an item, it gets added into the mirrored loot pool, which maybe comes out of the lake. Like we just keep on adding to it. Like I said, I know there'll be people that will be trolls with it, but nonetheless, that's part of the game, and it might just add some excitement to it for content creators for sure. But let me know, guys, what you think in terms of other ideas. What are your ideas? Which ideas do you think are like impossible to have? I like these kinds of theory crafting videos in terms of like what we think is going to come out. But in 2 weeks, I'll also cover that. But I figured I'd make a little bit more of an extended video here just to throw out some other ideas of what could actually happen. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys, and if you guys want to see gameplay of the new league, I'll probably be dropping videos. I'll think about a build guide, because last league we played in Sentinel, we played the Necromancer, the Skeleton Mages, and that was really fun, and I'm looking forward to maybe playing something brand new. Hopefully we'll get some new gems with this new league. That's what I'm really looking forward to actually playing, because a lot of you guys ask, what are you going to be playing for the next league? For me, I always wait to see what the new skills are, and I like to always at least try out every single new skill before I make a commitment to playing anything. But more likely it might be Skelly Mages again, unless we get something new, because this build is so good, and if we have a new boss too, I mean, I'm confident with this build that it will be able to do it. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. If you guys are new here and do want to see more content in the future, subscribe to the bell for more action RPGs and other gaming content. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!